I think this episode is going to be absolutely delicious. Along with Brian Mitchell, I'm Mark Grody, and you have reached Let Me Put a List Together, and we thank you for finding us here on the Podcast Entertainment Network. And today's list, Mitchell, top 10 cookie brands.
I mean, this is something that is serious. This is a serious topic that we are looking at, man. I mean, because everybody has their favorite cookie brand. I mean, everybody goes to the grocery store and stands there and looks at that mile-long dedicated shelves to great cookie goodness. And that is what we're going to talk about here right now. Why don't you tell people about the show, and let's get the important stuff out of the way before we start talking.
Yeah, it's Let Me Put a List Together. As I said, it's on the Podcast Entertainment Network, and you could definitely find us on Apple Podcasts, also on our individual accounts, whether it be Instagram, Facebook. We have a Twitter account for Let Me Put a List Together as well. Wherever you find your podcast, that's where you can find us, and we thank you for doing that.
Yeah, and you also have to subscribe to the show so we know who's listening, so you can get updates on the program and when new releases are. They're released every Tuesday, unless, Mark has a dental appointment.
That does happen. Yeah, I am known for my dental appointments. What?
All right, Mark. So we're going to take a look at this right now. The top brands, I guess. Of
top 10 cookie brands.
Top 10 cookie brands. And here are the ones that were randomly drawn from the Choozometer, the great computer program, as Mark would say, yeah. And those would be Fig Newton, Oreo, Chips Ahoy, Famous Amos, Nut Butters, Nilla Wafers, Thin Mints, Samoas, Fudge Stripe, and Little Debbie Oatmeal Cream. All right. So, Mark, I think I went first last time, so why don't you go ahead and take the first one on. What is your number 10 on the cookie list?
Vanilla wafers is what I go for number 10. There is a real problem with vanilla wafers. And it's because they are small. Mm-hmm. They are like chips. So it is impossible for me, Brian Mitchell, to pace myself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if I buy the cereal box-like box of vanilla wafers, sometimes they'll be gone by the end of the day because they are easy to eat. They're convenient. And I'm going to put this in the category of, Brian, these are fun cookies. Mm-hmm. These are fun little wafer cookies that you could put out at a party and just enjoy. And like with most of these cookies, they go deluxely with milk. Sometimes you could crunch them up and just put them in, and then boom, right there you have yourself a vanilla shake, Brian. I bet you never thought about that. But I got the wafers at number 10.
Okay, I got to say that number 10, it's pretty close to where I would have this on my normal list.
Oh, good, Brian.
Whenever I think of Nilla, though, and it's called Nilla, Mark, they changed the name.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's called Nilla Wafers. They changed their name in 1967 to the abbreviated Nilla Wafer. It used to be called Vanilla Wafer. So let's get up to date with that, Mark. Also, this is like the grandma cookie. This is the cookie that your grandma always had in the cabinet. And you're coming here. You want some milk? You want some wafers? Here, you got some wafers out here.
And they're a little stale because they've been around forever.
Yeah, they've been in there since last time you were there. And then, of course, you have the famous banana pudding recipe with the Nilla wafers, and it was like bananas and banana pudding and Nilla wafers all combined together to make a great treat. And that is where I remember Nilla wafers, or if I have them now, that's usually where I'm having them, is in some type of dessert with the Nilla wafers.
You're really leaning into the Nilla factor.
Oh, I am. Yeah. So it's been around for about 123 years. And as I said, vanilla wafers have become a major ingredient in the Southern cuisine staple banana pudding. You gotta love it. Nilla wafers coming in at 10.
All right, my man, you got number 9 here on our top 10 list of cookie brands.
All right, next one, I'm going to take a look. Number 9, which is going to be Fig Newtons. All right, so Fig Newtons, this is like fake healthy cookie. Because initially when this was first started, it was a biscuit in the UK. And it was a sweet fruit paste. Fig Newton, they were just figs rolled in thick pastry dough. They initially were thought of that Fig Newtons would help in digestion, or at least figs would help in digestion. So
okay.
That is why I would say that this is more on the side of a healthy cookie. It gets its name from where it was created. First Fig Newtons were baked at F.A. Kennedy Steam Bakery in 1891, and the name of the product is named after the city where it was based, and that's Newton, Massachusetts. produce it. So a little tidbit there, and that is going to be number 9, Fig Newton for me.
Well, whatever health value they might have, I delete and eliminate right away because, well, a couple factors. They come in sleeves, so I typically will eat an entire sleeve if I do buy Fig Newtons, which I love and would have had way higher on this list, by the way, Brian Mitchell. I also like
Fake
to...
healthy, that's why you're doing it. Fake healthy.
No, but I'm about to crack that code here because when I get Fig Newtons, I put Hershey's syrup on them. And it's just exactly. It's a whole new ball game, man. Like the Hershey's syrup you put on like ice cream. Yeah.
Okay. How did this originate? I have to hear the story.
You're right. You're right to ask because I remember I had purchased, I think it was a Ben & Jerry's ice cream, like vanilla or something like that. And I bought the Fig Newtons. So I already had the Hershey's syrup to put on said ice cream. And then I just started dipping the Fig Newton in the chocolate. And I'll be damned if that's not a great combination. So, yeah, you're welcome.
Wow. Okay, I might have to try that.
Oh yeah, you'll have them a lot higher than 9.
If I put the chocolate on it. Well, they need chocolate because they're fake healthy right now.
I guess that's why I do it. But I love Fig Newtons. I love the texture, and I know this is sounding kind of creepy all of a sudden, isn't it? Yeah. Pour the syrup on there.
You need a moment for yourself.
Yeah, and I just eat them. I pick them up with my fingers and I put them in my mouth. They're so good. And you could even dip them in ice cream too. Like you never realize how versatile the Fig Newton is. So I think you have a pretty good idea where that may be in my individual list. But hey, make a list, start an argument, and the Fig Newton will be number 9 on our collective list. So I was
just going to say, I mean, maybe we could just do a podcast of you talking sexy about your different cookie fascination.
I'd like that to be seen as well. I think people need the visual on that. You have to see it to believe it. The things that I do with Fig Newtons, that needs to be a visual for everybody out there.
That's your next TikTok adventure.
Now everybody right now is Googling, is Mark Grody weird? That's what's happening right now on the podcast.
All right, man. So that's Fig Newton at number 9. Mark, you have number 8.
Okay, I am going to go with Nutter Butters. On the Nutter Butters, I'll admit it, this is one that I rarely go out of my way for, but whenever I have it, if it is available, they are absolutely delicious. And I will say this too, they are one of the more visually pleasing treats because they're actually a peanut, Brian. Yeah. It's in the shape of a peanut. And it's not real, it is peanut butter, but it's not really peanut butter. It's like super, super sugary peanut butter. So it doesn't really, it's definitely peanut butter, but it does, you know what I mean? It doesn't really taste like peanut butter. It's more like a cake mix.
Yeah, like a sweetened.
Yeah. I feel like I'm eating like the batter at the bottom of the brownies or fill in the blank type of flavor. But yeah, I have always, it made me realize that once the random list was spit out to us that I need to have more Nutter Butters in my life. But it's just like there's so many others that I could just never justify passing up to get to the Nutter Butter. So I put Nutter Butters at number 8.
Yeah, number 8, first introduced in 1969. It is claimed to be the best-selling peanut butter sandwich cookie. Estimated about 1 billion are eaten every year. So a lot of people are liking the Nutter Butters. As you said, I don't really want to go into a big talk about Nutter Butters just because you basically covered it all. I enjoy the way that it looks. No, it's okay. I enjoy the way that it looks, the peanut butter shape. And I have had these several times. In fact, I will go and purchase the Nutter Butter and, of course, grate in milk. But you eat, a sizable amount of these. And I just love that peanut butter taste, as you said, the extra sugary peanut butter. So great place to put it there at number 8.
All right, so vanilla wafers at 10, Fig Newton at 9, 8 Nutter Butter. That was my choice. So, Mr. Mitchell, what do you have for number 7?
Well, I'm going to go with number 7, and that is going to be the Girl Scout staple, Thin Mints.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people can eat massive sleeves of Thin Mints. I think people are... There has to be some form of, just a slight dab of cocaine or heroin in those cookies.
Yeah, just a little bit.
People are fiending for them every time those girls are selling those cookies. The mom comes out, at work. All right, we're selling Girl Scout cookies. Yeah, I'll have like 70 boxes of the Thin Mints and then one Samoa. But so people are huge fans of the Thin Mint. And it's just just, I guess it's the refreshing mint taste to it. I don't know. Me, myself, I can't get into the Thin Mints as much just because it is too much mint. And after one or two, I think I'm about done. Another thing is, I think they're really sweet in the sense that I used to eat them a lot when I was younger, but as I got older, my taste definitely changed. So I'm not doing as many Thin Mints, but I have friends that swear by the Thin Mint, and it's part of their spring staple when, the girls come and sell the cookies, the Girl Scouts, they're getting massive amounts of the Thin Mint cookies. So I'm going to leave it there at number 7, Thin Mint.
I am typically not a mint flavor fan either. However, I love the Girl Scout cookie Thin Mints, and I have never had Thin Mints out of the realm of either from my nieces or from my friends' kids or nieces or children that sell the Girl Scout cookies. And yes, that is definitely the go-to. It's like it's become with the Girl Scout cookies. There's really, you mentioned the Samoas, those are a go-to as well, and we'll get to those. Mm-hmm. But I do find the Thin Mints to be thoroughly delicious. And again, we have another situation, and I'm understanding the genius of branding of cookies, eating them by, again, the sleeve. It's a smart tactic, because it makes you feel like you're just eating one when in fact you're eating 15. So I do think Thin Mints is a pretty good. I think I like them better, but I'm okay with Thin Mints being number 7 on our collective list.
Yeah, it definitely feeds into the nostalgia, because I have a very good friend of mine who has memories of, he said something to the effect of him and his buddy who just loved to eat. They would, summertime, they'd be playing baseball outside, and then they'd come in and grab a sleeve of Thin Mints and sit on the carpet and just watch television. I mean, it's like, what a better way to spend a summer afternoon than, refreshing Thin Mints after, playing some wiffle ball outside.
So hard to gauge because they're small. So you feel like you have to eat like 30 of them to really get your weight's worth, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So.
That totally makes sense. I get what you're saying. To fill up on them, you probably would have to eat an entire sleeve because they're so thin.
They're dangerous. Let's face it.
They're thin.
They're thin. Yep, they're thin and they're mints. And that's all you need to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lou Piniella just stepped in the studio.
He's here, and the daughter sells me the Girl Scout cookies, and I eat them, and it's a whole sleeve, and that's all you need to know. They're good.
Oh, he was fun when he was here.
Lou Piniella, the former manager of the Cubs and the Seattle Mariners and the New York Yankees, right? And he wasn't a Hall of Fame player, but he was a player, and he was a very good player. So, that was a nice little sidebar.
Yeah, nice work, dude.
I always enjoy that.
Yeah, you like the sportsy stuff. You like to throw in the sportsy.
Coming soon, Sportsy Sports Podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
It's in the works, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah. All right, so what number was that, Mark?
So that was number 7, Thin Mint, and I do believe that was your choice. So that brings this up to number 6, and I shall select Lil Debbie Oatmeal.
Wow.
This borders on not being a cookie.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Terrific softness. The white stuff in the middle, which I'm not quite. What is the white stuff in the middle? Is that marshmallow or is it just condensed sugar?
I have no idea.
Okay,
it's cream, some sort of cream.
Right,
irresistible cream filling. That's
right. Which is why it wavers on being more of like a Hostess-esque snack than it does actually a cookie. Mm-hmm. But we're allowing for it. We're definitely allowing for this to be considered.
They do consider it a cookie.
Okay.
So it is
I got you, but it feels like it's a little bit borderline.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have never not purchased these from the 7-Eleven in individual packages. I don't even know if they sell them in bulk or by the box.
Yeah.
So, they do. Okay. Yeah. They're really good. I mean, they are absolutely delicious. Like I said, I clearly don't know what I'm eating because I don't know what's in the middle. They taste good warm. You could put them, I've put them in the fridge. They're a great refrigerator treat as well. I don't know if you ever tried that. Freeze them up a little bit and they're kind of refreshing in a way. But yeah, I am not I'm not going to act like I'm an expert on the Little Debbie oatmeal. It is rare that is my go-to, but every time I have them, I don't know why, but they're delicious.
Yep. I have to say that, I went to the Little Debbie website for a little bit of research. So Little Debbie says that they are 2 soft oatmeal cookies layered with queen.
I like cream.
Layered with cream.
Oh.
Okay, so, and they were actually the first snack to go under the Little Debbie brand name in 1960. Now, if you want to know what's inside of them, according to the Little Debbie website, whole grain oats, molasses, and irresistible cream filling.
Okay.
I
like how they start with the whole grain oats. No. Get to the molasses part.
The grain oats are, just a minuscule with a ton of molasses and extremely heavy cream filling. So, yes, I love this. And they also say that, it's good with ice cream, milk, a warm mug of hot chocolate. And as you said, fresh from the freezer.
There you go.
So, I
know what's up.
I love these. I like the softness and I like the cream mixture. Just
how often do you get them? Is this a go-to for you or no?
Yeah, it's not a go-to, but it's a great treat when you have it. It's like, But a lot of people have they're anti-oatmeal cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a different debate. That's the oatmeal cookie versus chocolate chip cookie, and I understand that. Why would you get an oatmeal cookie if there's a damn chocolate chip cookie sitting right there?
Yeah, but the thing is, I actually like both. I put them at the same level, and some people don't like the raisins in oatmeal cookies. I'm like,
you put them at the same level, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Wow, that's another sidebar right there.
No, I do.
You're rarity, bro.
Yeah, I'm not sitting there going, oh my gosh, it's an oatmeal cookie, or oh, I just ate an oatmeal cookie. I thought that was chocolate chip. I'm not that. I'm the fat guy that goes, just give me them all. I don't care.
I don't care which one.
I don't care which one.
Feed me.
Remember, I'm Jabba, dude.
Oh my dear Chewbacca.
That's right. Shove it in my mouth. So, so I totally dig the oatmeal Little Debbie, and I'm glad it showed up on this list because it is cookies. They're two soft oatmeal cookies.
Yeah, I know. I enjoyed that. It was good to get that out in the open there about Little Debbie oatmeal cookies. Yeah, Lil. So that was mine. And guess what? Let me give you the recap because we are into the top 5. Vanilla Wafers was 10, Fig Newton 9, Nutter Butter was 8, Thin Mint 7, and Little Debbie oatmeal snack, that was number 6, or cookie, I should say. So Brian, begin us in the top 5 with number 5.
Cool. All right, Mark, hold on right there. Got to take a quick break. You're listening to Let Me Put a List Together on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Caleb Gardner tweeted, "Can someone please explain Untuck It to me? I just don't understand the positioning. Shirts designed to be worn untucked have existed for a long time. Mr. Gardner, respectfully, there's a difference between a shirt that can be worn untucked and a shirt designed to be worn untucked. You could use a leaf blower as a hairdryer. You can use a shoe as a pillow. But wouldn't you rather have something designed specifically for what you need it for? Find your shirt today at untuckit.com.
Let us know what you think of this week's list by getting in touch with the show. Email us at lists@podcastentertainment.com or call the PEN listener hotline at 833-763-7638.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to Let Me Put a List Together on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
Well, I'm going to go number 5, and this is created by those friendly little Keebler elves that everybody loves. And I remember this, definitely we were getting this in our house when I was younger. My older brothers and sisters would definitely get those. And that was the Fudge Stripe Cookies by Keebler. So it's basically just a shortbread cookie, and it has the layer stripes of fudge. And if you flip it over, it's all fudge on the bottom side, and it's just drizzled on top. And these I could eat, each row. I could probably eat 2 rows with some milk. I mean, I love Keebler products. I also like the EO fudge cookies, that just have the big thing of fudge right in the middle. But the fudge stripes are the staple. And my kids love these. We we still buy them. In fact, we got some in the house right now. So I'm glad that the Chuzo-meter threw these on there because I love the fudge stripe cookies.
Wow, the passion that just came out of you. You just went to another level, my friend, on the Keebler fudge cookie. Did you say it's shortbread? That's the base? Mm-hmm. Okay, because I wrote down as one of my bullet points on the Keebler Elf fudge cookie that they have a great crumble factor about them, that the texture is terrific. So that would back up my assessment on that. I think it is like the best texture of any of the cookies on our list. How about that for something dramatic, Brian? I think it's also the best ad campaign. I mean, you mentioned the Elf factor. I mean, that has been, I can't think of I think a lot of the brand names obviously all have decent ad campaigns, but this one is playful. Cartoons are fun. It makes you feel okay for eating a cookie. They're innocent, they're fun, and they're working hard. They're working hard for you and me. They're in a tree. It's just delish, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about it, though. I mean, think about some of the ones that are in this. There's no character that really sponsors this except Little Debbie. I mean, Thin Mints, there's no character.
Right.
Wafers, no character.
Good point.
Fig Newton, no character.
Got nothing.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, the Keebler elves are huge. I mean, when you think of Keebler, you think of the elves and you think of all the great cookies that they make.
Well, I'm glad that they landed in our top 5 then. So that is perfect. All right, so that is number 5. Let's get into number 4. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Let's have, for me, in number 4, I'm going to go with Famous Amos at number 4. And immediately when I thought of Famous Amos, I think that they are the quintessential vending machine chocolate chip cookies, right? Like, go get your little bag. You're sitting there at work and you're like, you know what? I'm feeling it. I need a little sweetness hit. Go to the vending machine and grab yourself a bag of cookies. That's what they are. So they are the king of the vending machine. You get that package, you rip it open, and you just gobble them down. And I think that it's good, in my case anyway, that they come in the small bag, at least out of the vending machine, because then you limit yourself and you feel like it's okay. What I've just done is okay. I've eaten 7 cookies and they're small, so I feel good about myself. And it's just chocolate chip on the Famous Amos, right? Or is there other brands? Or other
that I don't
flavors?
know because all I've eaten is the chocolate chip. So
okay. All right, what you got on the Famous Amos? Are you down with it being number 4?
Absolutely. And I have to say that this is probably one of the best chocolate chip cookies, I think, in a large brand sense. And it has a really interesting story behind it because Wally Amos, who was Famous Amos, he used to be a talent agent at William Morris Agency, and he would send baked cookies to celebrities to entice them to meet and sign a deal with his agency.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So what happened was a lot of these famous people started getting his chocolate chip cookies, and they're like, hey, you got to open a store. So he opened his first store in 1975 on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, and he named it Famous Amos, and he did extremely well. And then, they branched out and started selling cookies in cookie markets, or started selling cookies in supermarkets, and there you are. You have the Famous Amos brand. Now, you said that you see a lot of times you see them in the vending machines, which I do too, but there is nothing like that cereal box size of Famous Amos. I guarantee a couch, Famous Amos, and a great TV show with some milk, and those will be gone by the end of the show. So good. And it's like they're not gooey, they're crunchy, and it's got some type of texture on top of it. It's almost like a buttery cookie type thing. I can't describe it. It's wonderful. I love Famous Amos for chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, it's one of those cookies like what you're saying about the texture on top and the flavor. You just don't ask questions. Just eat them and enjoy them.
It's so good. Yeah. But thank you, Mr. Amos, for putting that together.
Yes, thanks for being famous and being Amos and just, just being you. So Famous Amos into the top 5. It's specifically at number 4. So here we go, man. Down to the final 3. What you got?
Well, here's the number 3 for this list is going to be Chips Ahoy. Debuted in 1963. It's basically sold in the United States and Latin America, but there is some, it's sent to, I guess it's distributed under different names in different countries, but it's your standard chocolate chip cookie. And they're kind of crunchy. They're not soft. They do have a chewy Chips Ahoy, which some people do prefer versus the harder classic Chips Ahoy. Now, something I remember about Chips Ahoy is that when we first got a microwave oven, I remember my buddy Chris going to me saying, hey, I have a microwave oven. We put Chips Ahoy in there and we melt the chocolate and make the chocolate kind of gooey. So I used to do that put Chips Ahoy in there and kind of melt the chocolate chips in there. And I don't know if the cookie would actually get soft, but I know that the chips would kind of melt a little bit. And then, of course, you'd eat those with milk. And this is another one that, you're probably eating half a sleeve at a time with some milk. I mean, easily. There's no question.
They're not big cookies.
No, they're not super big, but they're just crunchy and fun. Chips Ahoy, man, anytime, any day. I love a chocolate chip cookie, as most people do. And, we do buy Chips Ahoy on occasion. So, like the Chips Ahoy at number 3.
Check this out. So, I have Chips Ahoy written down on my little computer. And then I have one bullet point, and it says microwave oven.
Really?
So, yeah. So,
oh my gosh, that must have been a thing back then. Maybe that's what they were telling people to do, is put them in the microwave.
I don't know. I think it's because I think there are people who, like me, who prefer soft cookies to the harder, crunchier. It sounds like you're more of the crunchy side. And I think it's a 50-50 world we're living in. I think a lot of people like the crunch. But I would microwave them after school, and they were kind of a mess because they weren't intended to be that. They make kind of an odd smell. Sometimes you'd burn them, but they would soften up a little bit and they'd become gooey, and it would just stimulate the molecules, and it would just be more flavorful, at least it was to me. But then my life changed when the chewy Chips Ahoy came along. So I no longer in my life have to go through the rigors of microwaving crunchy cookies. So these are classic, man. So there's not much more. I think we've covered it all here on the deluxe Chips Ahoy.
Absolutely. Deluxe Chips Ahoy. So was that mine? I can't remember.
That was yours. Okay. Yes. So we are into the top 2.
All right.
And let me see what I have.
I like what we have left.
Oh, my God.
I really do, because this is really in line with what I got going on.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with these final 2 being the top 2 in the collective list. Although I will tell everybody before we reveal our individual list that neither of these 2 is actually 1 or 2 for me, but they're both delicious. So I will put at number 2, I will put the Samoas.
Okay, you're going Samoas at number 2.
I got a feeling that you and I agree that this is the best cookie to buy from the Girl Scouts, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, like, everybody goes Thin Mints, and I get it. But man, the Samoas, they are mysterious and they are delicious. And I have to say that coconut was a flavor package that I started to like later in life, because I don't know, coconut's like a weird acquired taste. I think it is.
It's a grown-up taste. Definitely.
It is a grown-up taste. That's a great way to put it. And once you get there, and then like the texture, there's like a chewy factor to these cookies. Right? They're the chewiest cookies on the list, and when cookies are chewy, it makes it last a little bit longer. Not much longer, but a little bit longer. So I love Samoas being at number 2 on this list.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's kind of like taking a fudge stripe and then mixing coconut and caramel on top of it. And that's how you get.
Do you put your
Samoas.
Cocaine and heroin in these too,
yes,
like
absolutely.
you had earlier?
Yeah,
okay, just a dash.
Just a dash. It's almost like just a pinch, right there. This is a box cleaner, dude. I'm cleaning out the box.
A box cleaner.
I mean, it's like you're done. I mean, and I think the rows are getting smaller as Samoas are continuously made year after year after year. I think it started with a bigger box. Now they're going smaller and smaller and smaller. Where it's like I'm just wiping out the box in one sitting.
There's like boxes in your trail. You're pushing your kids out. You're like, get away! Where's my Samoas?
So it's crispy. So it's got the crispiness, it's got the caramel for the sweet, the coconut, which is the healthy part, and then dark chocolatey stripes. You gotta love it, dude. And this is the one that I go to. Now, you were talking about Thin Mints and Girl Scout cookies. You know what? I do maybe because the Thin Mints are a little bit healthier because they are made with like vegan ingredients. So I'm thinking that's why some people may steer towards the Thin Mints versus like a Samoa. But
well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So these cookies, but all these cookies are made very healthy. No high fructose corn syrup, no hydrogenated oils, and they don't have trans fat. So they are on the healthier side, I guess, of cookies. But I don't even think about that. I just see Samoas. I think I'm going to be sitting down for a while, and I'm going to be having a mouth workout.
All right, 10 vanilla wafers, 9 Fig Newton, Nutter Butter 8, Thin Mint 7, Little Debbie 6, Keebler Fudge 5, Famous Amos 4, Chips Ahoy 3, 2 Samoas. What's number 1, Mr. Mitchell?
Oh, it is, ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 is...
Hold on real quick. We got to take a break. It's Let Me Put a List Together on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
Enjoying this podcast? Be sure to check out all the other PEN podcasts by visiting www.podcastentertainment.com. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Some guys go through life thinking, do I smell right now? So Harry's makes 3 levels of protection for the way you sweat. For the light sweaters, the medium sweaters, and the heavy sweaters. Because we all deserve to go through life with our wings up. Introducing the range of deodorants from Harry's. Not the same.
Some have to tell you about how fast they are, about narrow escapes, or who you just won't believe they've ridden with. Others prefer to let the bike do all the talking. The new 9T from BMW.
And now, back to Let Me Put a List Together with Mark and Brian.
Number 1 is America's best-selling cookie brand. Also, it is one of the best-selling cookies globally, and that is the American sandwich cookie, Oreo.
Yep.
Let's just take a collective sigh of relief. Just enjoy the thought of a good Oreo, getting that bag inside your house out of the store bag and placing it on the countertop, and it's slick. And
you're sounding like I did with the Fig Newtons.
Exactly.
Now you're the creepy one.
Yeah, but anyways, you open those up, and of course they're established in rows. So you have to decide. You have to decide: are you going to eat the entire row, half row, a third of the row? How much of the row are you going to eat?
And how are you going to eat them?
Well, here you go.
Yeah.
How are you going to eat it? Are you going to eat it just by itself? Are you going to eat it with dunking it in milk? Are you going to take it apart and just lick the cream off and leave the cookie biscuit to the side and throw it away and not even worry about that cookie part because all you want is the cream in the center?
Right.
And you're not just going to go standard Oreo. You're going to go double stuff. If you're not going double stuff, what's wrong with you?
I don't go double stuff, by the way. I stick to the original.
No,
I need the original formula.
Why
I like the proportion.
What is wrong with you?
You know
if you're
why?
Not going
Brian,
double stuff. There's a problem.
Brian, look at me. I like the outside parts too. I really do.
Okay.
Like I don't throw them. I don't know what you're talking about throwing them away. Come on now.
I've heard people do that.
Yeah, I don't. I've
seen
cannot.
kids. Basically, what they would do is they get a double stuff. They eat the cream out of them, and there's like a stack of those chocolate cookies.
Well, these kids
right next to them. Those kids. They haven't lived through the Great Depression.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I mean, yeah, the Oreo I love, and I know that you're going to go into some great stories about Oreo. So why is Oreo one of your favorite cookies?
Well, I don't have like great stories. You really built it up, Brian, and I don't have great stories. You actually made the case very well. I will add this, that I think like Oreo, like Coca-Cola, is its own like flavor, right? Because there's like nothing that compares to it. It's not chocolate or oatmeal raisin or strawberry or anything. It's Oreo flavor. Oreo flavor. It's very unique, and I don't know that you could say that about most of the cookies on the list. So Oreo flavor is awesome. I agree. The versatility is outstanding in terms of how one can eat them, but I guess we do disagree a little bit. I am not into the double. What is it called?
Double stuff. You don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's called. See how loyal I am?
You're a sinner.
I am loyal to the original brand. It's all about originality. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. If you are all about the original, then Oreo was not the first sandwich cookie that was made like that. And I know that, I don't know if you're one of those where your mom would accidentally bring home Hydrox cookies.
Is that like the off-brand?
Yeah. The Sunshine Company. Now, here's a little thing. In 1908, Hydrox introduced that Oreo sandwich style cookie.
Hydrox? That sounds like a face wash.
It either sounds like that or a medicine.
Yeah.
And that was established in 1908. And then Nabisco, they trademarked the name Oreo in 1912, and they launched as an imitation of the Hydrox. So Oreo is actually an imitation of the Hydrox cookie.
I don't want to hear it.
I know. I know you don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to hear it.
Oreo is the king. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is, of course, but for the next year or so, I'm just going to be sending you Hydrox cookies from the Sunshine
They're
Company.
delicious, and they'll keep your face clean.
Yeah, they do. They taste plastic. I'm not a fan of the Hydrox cookies. They do. They just taste plastic, and yeah, that was probably really good in 1908, but as things have gotten better and, food additives and stuff have, improved, yeah, the Hydrox just tastes like plastic.
Wash it down with a nice malt. Yes.
That's right. Go get a malt, buddy. Sounds good. So Oreo is going to be number one on the Let Me Put a List Together list of the top cookie brands. Mark, let's do personal lists and get out of here. So what is your personal list on?
All right, this is personal, folks. Number 10, Nilla Wafers.
Thank you for joining us.
Nutter Butters, number 9. Keebler Elf Fudge at number 8. Number 7, Thin Mints. 6, Little Debbie Oatmeal. Here's my top 5. Samoas at number 5. Famous Amos at number 4. Oreo cookies are number 3 for me. Chips Ahoy, microwave them at number 2. And yes, it should be no surprise that I love Fig Newtons at number 1.
I don't get the Fig.
I know you don't. I know. Put the Hershey's sauce on it, and it'll change your life.
That's so bizarre.
I know.
That's
Sometimes
I don't usually attack you for your list, but that is actually like the worst cookie to put at number 1.
Hey, what would have happened if that one guy with the chocolate didn't run into that one guy with the peanut butter? You would have thought that was gross too.
I usually rarely do I insult you on your list, but this one
I know it's okay.
Let's mark this date down as the first time I ever was completely disturbed by your list.
Come get me.
So here it goes. Number 10. Guess what that is, Mark? Fig Newton. Number 9, Nilla Wafers. Number 8, Thin Mints. Number 7, Little Debbie Oatmeal Cream. Number 6, Nutter Butters. My top 5 would be Fudge Stripe at 5. 4, Chips Ahoy. 3, Famous Amos. 2, Oreo. And number 1, thank you, Girl Scouts of America, is Samoas.
Wow. Okay. Wow. We have 2 very different lists. So you have to let us know when you, after you're done listening to this here podcast, you tell us on social media or wherever, which one of us got this list right, who's an idiot and who's not. Yeah. So am I crazy for putting Hershey syrup on Fig Newtons?
Please.
Are you with Mitchell? No, or are you with me? Like it's an underrated cookie.
I can't believe that. I'm not going to continue on to that. That's it. I'm glad the show is over, actually.
That's it. We're officially fighting. We are having creative differences on the Let Me Put a List Together podcast. See, once we started this network here, now all of a sudden you and I are not getting along. So who knows who's going to be doing this next time?
Yeah, I have no idea. We're going to get someone, maybe Famous Amos will come in and...
there you go.
I hope he's still alive.
You've changed.
You've changed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, hey, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast.
Just Google it.
Just Google it, and you'll find it. It's everywhere.
It's the way of the world.
But thank you so much for listening to our show. We've had some really great success now on the new network, and we got some great stuff down the line coming with Mark and myself. So please tell a friend, tell somebody. And let us build up this Let Me Put a List Together brand, because we really love putting this together for you every week, all right? For Mark Grody and myself, Brian Mitchell, this has been Let Me Put a List Together on the Podcast Entertainment Network. Have a great week.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Let Me Put a List Together. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts.
Enjoying this podcast? Be sure to check out all the other PEN podcasts by visiting www.podcastentertainment.com.
Let us know what you think of this week's list by getting in touch with the show. Email us at lists@podcastentertainment.com or call the PEN listener hotline at 833-763-7638.